women are suffering today with different issues. And I would like to hear how you all intend to address or deal with that, especially now where you are going to be celebrating International Women's Day.
Miss John, if I may have the liberty, can I just discuss two issues that we've taken up from a ministry standpoint? And I will never pretend to understand what women truly suffer, But from a technical side, one of the important pieces of work that we launched this year on Monday is the National Strategic Action Plan on Gender-Based Violence and Sexual Violence for the period 2023 to 2027, which is the largest public investment by the state to redress gender-based violence and sexual violence. Why is that important? Globally, 1 in 3 women experience a form of intimate partner violence in their lifetime. In Trinidad and Tobago, the research shows that 44% of women experience a form of intimate partner violence in a lifetime. To think that 1 in 2 women, almost 1 in 2 women, could ever experience that as somebody's mother, the cousin, the lover, the friend, or the second person that you meet walking down Maraval Road. That is very scary. And as men and women, as citizens, we have an imperative to make the society safe and peaceful. Another scary reality is that of the women who experience sexual violence in Trinidad and Tobago in the last 4 years, 92% of them were under the age of 35. So young women and children are experiencing sexual violence. So we have the data. We have the mixed survey which looks at the status of women and children published by the Ministry of Planning and Development. We have the crime and problem analysis coming out of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We get that information and we think about the intervention. That's just looking at gender-based violence. A second one will be the issue of period poverty, which we are really scaling up, which is not just the affordability of menstrual products, but the kinds of exclusions when people live having pit latrines and how that undermines quality menstrual health and management, but it puts young women especially at exposure to risk and even the acceptance of gender-based violence. But that's from a technical standpoint, and I know Ms. John could speak more to the reality as well and what she does as a manager.
As a manager of gender-based domestic violence, we see it every day. You hear the stories of these women and their children, and you see the pain, you see the effects of domestic violence on women. Now, I know men do also experience domestic violence. Sometimes they don't identify it as domestic violence. Same for women. But it really has an impact on our healthcare system, our economy, when persons have to take sick leave so that they cannot go to work. Some persons do not. They do not get paid if they don't work. Then we also have persons who are afraid to go to a place of safety because their freedom is restricted, their children would not be educated. Sometimes they are the sole breadwinner. Sometimes the perpetrator is the sole breadwinner. So they are afraid now to go and leave the source of food for themselves and for their children, more so for their children. So those are impacts that hit women and some men on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And seeing where you are, I'm clearly understanding the